So there was just a super viral scene on back on Figg the other day, which point and shoot just exposed, man. It's a whole thing going on. Glasses Malone spoke on it. Point and shoot exposed how Adam22 behind the scenes was hating our body. Doesn't want to see back on Figg level up. And then Glasses Malone, when telling the Vlad TV get the strap story, and he told Vlad, yo, that ain't you. You don't want to do that, my guy. You know what I mean? And Vlad has refused to, you know what I'm saying? When early on he looked out for Vlad, brought him to the hood, got him exclusive interviews, you know what I'm saying? Helped to push his DJ career the best he could. Vlad doesn't help him push what he's got going on. And I really do think that with all the coverage Vlad was doing of the Tupac and having Keefy D be on there and paying for that interview, Glasses Malone having that Tupac Must Die track, it was like, why wouldn't you want to help push that song? It was such a dope artistic piece of content, I thought, you know, but it didn't get the backing from Vlad TV, who was running all this Tupac content. But Glasses was like, yo, between Adam, I almost said Vladum, between Adam and Vlad, they got the West Coast in a stranglehold when it comes to hip-hop media on the West. And back on Figg is a solid platform. And then we find out Adam is like, with that We Starving dude who's been exposing it all, he's like, yo, he don't want to see them level up. He's trying to sabotage them behind the scenes. You know what I mean? It's a big, wild situation, a lot going on, a lot of moving parts, and it's real deal Holyfield. Like, everyone tap in with your thoughts on that. And TMZ picked up this K-Max story. Chris Breezy, going all these years back, ain't want to break him off. We seen Young Thug tap in on it, talking about, I'll give it to you, which that was wild. And he was saying, I'm sure Breezy would too. He's a real one. But it's like, then why is he crying with an EBT card with snot all coming out his nose? You smell me? Like, he ain't paying a miss. He was like, I'm spending more on my drug habit, especially back then with the sunken in face and all that. That shit was ugly, man. But on this same episode, that was the big viral moment. TMZ picked up the story, everyone, but there was something else that went down. And with the back on Figg, Adam22 hating on a behind the scenes situation, the way that Smack handles this, I thought was pretty dope. It's not something you see in the no jumper content space. And I get it, controversy sells, but in some situations, people are like, yo, the streets is involved. There's different neighborhoods and stuff. Like, we ain't trying to get messy like that. We ain't gonna touch on that on here. You know what I mean? Like, the way this other viral scene that's getting a little less viewership went down.
Oh no, that's we're not doing. It's a nigga that say that. That's from our section.
Nah, y'all nothing to do with me. I
hated on me once.
Yeah, that's personal shit.
Who hated on me?
Man, that's between y'all.
No,
we ain't doing that.
That nigga hated on me.
No.
Shout out to
They from 97 Gangsters.
No.
They from 97 Gangsters, 97 East Coast.
Who?
From 97 East Coast.
Sparta is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We not.
Gangsters though.
I'm fucking with Sparta.
Where y'all from?
Huh?
97 what?
Y'all niggas not East Coasters or gangsters. There is a section of 97th Street
I fuck with Sparta.
that's not East Coast or
He talking about it's like a little crew. It's some youngins that's
Okay.
It's kind of like this
they
lady.
get money and all the whole little shit.
They do what? What you say?
They get money.
Get money and shit. I know of some crew that I was brought up under some niggas that was getting hundreds of thousands and millions and half millions of shit on 97 that wasn't from East Coast or gangsters. But I seen them getting hundreds of thousands and half millions.
They get money. They know each other.
And I was like,
And I grew up over there, and I was always the football nigga and the singing nigga. And these niggas, exactly. And these niggas always have my back. My cousins is from there. My cousin Ferrari.
I used to be in 97 East Coast Hood.
That's
I'm 97.
my nigga though. Yeah, 97 at the time.
I'm 97.
So this is where I learned everything I know. Alright, I'm gonna tell you though. They better not just brought shit strictly for you.
What we finna see right now, man? Come on.
So you see that, man. He's like, yo, we ain't gonna do all that over here, you know what I mean? And you see Spider Loke tapped in via social network, and he said, when a 304 ass nobody buster try to speak on a Loke and get shut the fuck down, if your mark ass don't hurry up and get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I'm my mama's mama. And you know, Smack, like I was talking about, was like, yo, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna get messy just for the sake of content. And it's like, we know what the blogosphere, it's all about content, but there's levels to this ish and respect and stuff like that. And in certain situations with Vlad and Adam, you know, yeah, they have a lot of dope interviews, epic interviews and stuff like that, but there's just a certain situation where morality, or just like, hey, let's not get extra messy. There's no lines like that when it comes to that, which is wild too, because Vlad just did this big interview with DJ Envy that went pretty viral. G Herbo was really upset about some of the things Vlad said. Vlad and Envy were talking about the rapport that Vlad TV and the Breakfast Club has, where when it comes to certain situations, they'll give each other grace or mercy, if you will, with not asking certain situations. Like, they'll tap in with them prior to an interview saying, listen, do you want to speak on this? I know, you know what I mean? Oh, okay, you don't, we won't even bring it up. Where Vlad was saying, aside from that, the only thing he's tapping out of when it comes to an interview is open cases, you know? I don't know, but I just thought that this was something worth pointing out. We see SBI like reacting to it. Like I said, there's a lot going on here. Spider Loke and this dude's issue. Back on Figg trying to level up from under the hate and sabotage of No Jumper. You know what I mean? When, like I said, we got the streets talking about it. Someone like Glasses Malone saying, it was on that Beehive ATL interview where he was saying, hey, like, I ain't hating. Like, he flat out laid it all out. Like, yo, I rocked with Vlad. I looked at Vlad as a solid dude. This ain't no ish where I'm just calling him out saying he's a culture vulture and all that. But it's good to see some people that look like me. That's what Glasses said to the Beehive ATL guy. You know what I mean? Some black people within the hip hop media landscape in Atlanta. He was saying on the West, Vlad and Adam got it all wrapped up. And then at the same time, we're finding out that Back on Figg's trying to work out this big radio deal, and Adam's trying to do what he can behind the scenes to shit all over it. You know what I mean? And then in a clip like this, that you know, is being overshadowed by the virality of the EBT tears and mucus, to see the way Smack try to handle a situation with respect and solidarity and just some realness. You know what I mean? When that Adam22, he would never do that. You know what I mean? But don't let someone talk about a situation he don't like. You know what I mean? Like, remember when that dude busts up in there? Well, not busts up in there. He was in an interview, and he asked Adam about his allegations. Bam, you're up out of here. You're kicked the fuck up out ASAP. Or when the We Starving dude started leaking out some of their private convos, oh, let me dead off that dude's Instagram. You know what I mean? It's a wild situation in many ways. Like I said, many moving parts, many things to talk about and discuss and break it down in this clip here from over there. I'm Back on Figg. So with all that being said, tap into the comments, sub up. As always, if you're new over here with coffee, it's all about just chopping it up, coffee, talking it up on the different topics with the good people of the blogosphere. So with all that being said, let's talk, subscribe, hit the buttons, and I get with y'all on the next one. Peace and blessings, y'all.